Is your home starting to feel more cluttered than comfortable? As we get older, it's easy for things to pile up, and before you know it, your space feels smaller, more crowded, and harder to manage. If you're over 60, you may have noticed more things accumulating, from unused items to clutter that just doesn't seem to go away. But here's the thing, clutter doesn't just make your home look messy. It affects your mood, your energy, and even your ability to relax. What if I told you that with a few simple changes, you could transform your space into a calm, organized, and inviting place again? Stick around because I'm going to share 16 things that could be making your home feel cluttered and overwhelming and how to fix them. If you're ready for a cleaner, more peaceful home, keep watching. Number 1, remove oversized furniture blocking movement and space. Your home should be a place of comfort, not a space that feels overwhelming, but as time goes on, it's easy to accumulate furniture that no longer serves you. Oversized chairs, bulky tables, and large cabinets may have once been useful, but if they make it harder for you to move freely, they are now working against you. Think about the areas in your home where movement feels restricted. Do you find yourself carefully maneuvering around furniture to avoid bumping into things? Do you hesitate to invite guests over because your space feels too cramped? These are signs that it's time to make a change. Removing oversized furniture isn't just about appearance, it's about your safety and well-being. As you get older, having open space to walk freely is essential. Cluttered areas increase the risk of tripping and falling, which can lead to serious injuries. A home that is easy to navigate is a home that supports your independence. Start by identifying the furniture pieces that take up too much space. If a large coffee table makes it difficult to walk through the living room, replace it with a smaller one. If a massive bookshelf dominates an entire wall but only holds a few books, consider downsizing or opting for floating shelves. If a heavy recliner is rarely used but blocks the walkway, it may be time to let it go. This process doesn't mean you have to sacrifice comfort. In fact, the goal is to make your home more comfortable by choosing furniture that fits your space and lifestyle. Look for sleek, multifunctional pieces that provide what you need without overwhelming the room. A compact sofa with built-in storage can replace a large couch and a bulky cabinet. A lightweight dining table with extendable sides can save space while still accommodating guests when needed. Clearing out oversized furniture also creates a sense of calm. A crowded room can make you feel mentally drained, even if you don't realize it. When your home has open space, it instantly feels more inviting. You'll notice a difference in how you breathe, move, and relax. This change doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start with one piece at a time. Ask yourself if it serves a purpose or if it's simply taking up space. If it's no longer useful, donate it, sell it, or give it to someone who needs it. The goal is not to strip your home of what you love, but to create a space that truly supports your lifestyle. Your home should reflect the life you want to live now, not the one you had years ago. By removing oversized furniture, you are making room for what truly matters. More space to move, more freedom to enjoy your home, more peace in your daily life. Number 2, clear out expired food, cluttering your pantry and fridge. Your pantry and fridge are the heart of your kitchen, but if they are filled with expired food, they can become a source of stress and confusion rather than a place of nourishment. Over time, it's easy for things to slip through the cracks. Items get shoved to the back, and before you know it, you've got cans of soup from 5 years ago, sauces you never used, and snacks that expired months ago. Not only does this create clutter, but it can also lead to wasted food, money, and the frustration of not knowing what you actually have on hand. The first step in clearing out expired food is to simply take inventory. Go through your pantry and fridge one shelf at a time. Open every container, box, and jar. Check the expiration dates and be honest with yourself about what's still usable. If you haven't used a product in months, it's probably time to let it go. It might feel wasteful to toss items, but think about the bigger picture. Those foods are taking up space, and they're not benefiting you. An overstuffed fridge and pantry not only look cluttered, but can actually make it harder for you to find the things you need. Start by focusing on items that are clearly expired. You know the ones: the cereal box with a date that passed a year ago, the can of beans with a dented lid, or the bottle of salad dressing that's been sitting untouched for so long you're not sure when it was bought. These are easy to spot and should be tossed right away. But be careful, some items may still be safe to consume even if they're past their expiration date, especially canned goods or sealed products. If you're unsure, you can always do a quick online search for guidelines on shelf life. Once you've cleared out the obvious expired items, go a step further. Check for foods that may be nearing their expiration or are already open and past their prime. You might find bags of dried beans, grains, or spices that have lost their flavor or are showing signs of age. Open packages of nuts or crackers that have turned stale. Condiments that have lost their flavor or consistency. While these may not be technically expired, they can still clutter up your space and make it harder to keep track of what's really fresh and usable. This process may feel overwhelming at first, but the payoff is worth it. Not only will your kitchen look cleaner, but you'll have a much clearer idea of what's actually in your pantry and fridge. No more digging through a sea of cans or jars to find the one ingredient you need for dinner. No more wasting money on products you forgot you had or bought in excess. Once everything expired or unnecessary is out of the way, it's time to think about organization. A clean pantry is not only about tossing old food, it's about setting yourself up for success in the future. Start by grouping similar items together. Place canned goods on one shelf, spices on another, and snacks or grains in designated areas. Consider using clear containers or labels to keep everything visible and easily accessible. That way, you won't find yourself buying the same item twice because you couldn't see it buried in the back. Use this moment to be intentional about what you keep in your kitchen. Fill your pantry and fridge with foods that align with your current eating habits and needs. If you're trying to eat healthier, stock up on fresh produce, whole grains, and lean proteins. If you're focused on convenience, think about meal prepped options or healthy snacks that are easy to grab. The goal is to have food that you'll actually use and enjoy, and that supports your long-term health and well-being. Beyond the immediate space-saving benefits, clearing out expired food also encourages a more mindful approach to eating. You'll start to think more carefully about what you're purchasing and consuming. Instead of mindlessly picking up items at the store, you'll be more aware of what you truly need. This not only helps prevent food waste, but also encourages healthier choices. You'll have less clutter in your fridge and pantry, and more room for fresh, nutritious options. This exercise is also a great opportunity to check your portion sizes and practice mindful eating. With fewer options crowding your kitchen, you can focus on preparing meals that nourish both your body and mind. By removing items that no longer serve you, you're clearing mental clutter too, giving yourself the space to focus on what really matters: your health, your happiness, and your goals. A clean pantry and fridge are symbolic of a life that's organized and intentional. You're not just clearing out expired food, you're creating space for clarity, for healthier choices, and for a home that supports your well-being. Think of it as a reset, a fresh start. A well-organized kitchen will inspire you to cook more, eat better, and enjoy the process of nourishing yourself. It's not about perfection, it's about making small intentional steps toward a more mindful, balanced life. The next time you open your pantry or fridge, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. Your kitchen is no longer a chaotic, overstuffed space. It's a place that reflects your commitment to living well. As you begin to fill it with foods that nourish your body, you'll feel more connected to your health and more empowered to take control of your diet. Removing expired food is just the beginning, but it's a powerful step toward living in alignment with your best self. Number 3. Organize loose papers to keep tables and desks tidy. Cluttered desks and tables are more than just eyesores. They can cause unnecessary stress, decrease productivity, and even lead to missed opportunities. Over time, loose papers pile up, accumulating without notice. Whether it's bills, receipts, notes, or reminders, they all seem to find their way onto your workspace, making it difficult to focus and stay organized. But there's a simple, actionable solution that can immediately transform your environment: organizing your papers. Start by taking a good look at your desk or table. What papers are lying around? Are they organized or scattered in random piles? Before you even begin, take a deep breath and remind yourself that this is an opportunity to regain control over your space. It's not about perfection, it's about creating a system that works for you. The first step is to sort through everything. Pick up each piece of paper and decide if it's something you need to keep or if it can be discarded. Bills or receipts that have already been paid should be tossed. Notes that no longer serve a purpose can be recycled. Anything that's outdated or irrelevant can be easily let go. But it's important not to rush this part. Focus on one pile at a time and make quick decisions. Don't overthink it. The goal is to create clear spaces, not to get bogged down by unnecessary details. Next, divide the papers that are still useful into categories. This will make it easier to manage them moving forward. You could group them by type: finances, to-do lists, important documents, personal notes, or by urgency. For example, keep urgent tasks and reminders in a separate pile while filing away paperwork that doesn't require immediate action. Think about what categories make sense for your lifestyle and set up a way to maintain that organization regularly. Once sorted, choose a method to store and organize the papers. You could use folders, binders, or even a simple filing system with labeled sections. The key is to create an easy-to-follow system that ensures every piece of paper has its place. You might want to consider using clear folders or expanding files so you can easily see what's inside without opening each one. For truly important documents, a filing cabinet with categorized drawers will offer both security and organization. Remember to label everything clearly. This will save you from having to sift through piles again in the future. In addition to a physical filing system, try to implement a touch-it-once rule. When a new piece of paper comes in, decide right away where it belongs. Whether it's placed in your filing system, dealt with immediately, or discarded. Don't let it sit on your desk or table. The key to keeping your workspace tidy is consistency. You might also want to consider setting aside a specific time each day to go through any new papers that have accumulated, ensuring they don't build up again. You'll also want to incorporate a system for keeping track of important dates, bills, or tasks that require action. Consider using a calendar or digital planner to keep reminders front and center. Having a visual place to track your commitments will allow you to keep your desk free from paper clutter while still staying on top of your responsibilities. The less paper you have in front of you, the more mental space you'll have to focus on what matters. Don't forget about the little things, like receipts or random notes that tend to accumulate in drawers. These are often easy to ignore, but can contribute to the overall clutter. Take time to go through these small spaces too, clearing out any unnecessary papers and organizing what's left. Even small areas like your pen holder or sticky note pile can benefit from this sort of cleanup. The goal isn't to overwhelm yourself with an entire desk overhaul, but to make small, consistent improvements that lead to lasting results. Once your papers are organized, you'll notice a huge shift. Your desk will feel more open, your thoughts will feel clearer, and your productivity will improve. An organized space invites mental clarity and helps you stay focused. No more wasting time looking for that one document you need. Everything will be in its proper place. Not only will your physical environment be tidier, but your mind will feel more at ease knowing that everything is under control. It's essential to remember that this process doesn't stop at one cleanup. Consistency is key. It's easy for papers to start piling up again, so make it a habit to stay on top of things. Set aside time each week or day to clear out your workspace, keeping it organized as part of your regular routine. Just like any system, it requires ongoing maintenance to stay effective. Organizing your papers doesn't just improve the state of your desk, it improves your life. A clutter-free workspace leads to a clutter-free mind, and that's the key to feeling less overwhelmed and more in control of your day. Take the time to set up a system, stick with it, and enjoy the benefits of a calm, organized space. You'll be amazed at how much more productive, creative, and at peace you'll feel. Number 4. Donate unused clothes that take up valuable closet space. A cluttered closet is more than just a nuisance. It can feel overwhelming, leaving you with limited space and a sense of being buried under things you no longer need. Over time, clothes that no longer fit, are out of style, or simply haven't been worn in years pile up. They take up valuable closet space, making it harder to access the things you actually love and wear. But the truth is, letting go of these unused clothes can have a tremendous impact on both your space and your mind. It's not about throwing things away. It's about creating room for what truly matters. Start by evaluating your closet. Take a moment to assess everything hanging there. Are there items you haven't worn in the past year? Are there clothes that no longer fit or that you don't feel comfortable in? These are the pieces that are simply taking up space. And while it can be difficult to part with clothes due to sentimental value or the hope that you might wear them again, it's important to be realistic. Holding on to clothes that no longer serve a purpose is keeping you trapped in the past and cluttering up your present. To make this process easier, go through your clothes piece by piece. Don't rush it. Take your time and be thoughtful. As you pick up each item, ask yourself a few simple questions. Does this still fit? Have I worn it in the past year? Do I feel good when I wear it? If the answer is no, then it's time to let go. Whether it's a pair of jeans that are too tight, a dress you've never worn, or a shirt that brings back memories but doesn't fit your current style, it's okay to release it. It's not just about freeing up space. It's about creating a closet that reflects who you are now. When you donate unused clothes, you're giving yourself permission to let go of what no longer aligns with your life. This act is an opportunity to make room for new possibilities, whether that's a fresh wardrobe, a sense of clarity, or simply the joy of a neat, organized closet. The process of donating is a powerful one, not only because it clears out your space, but also because it helps others. Those clothes that have been collecting dust in your closet can find new life in someone else's wardrobe. When you donate, you're not just decluttering your home, you're giving someone else the opportunity to feel good in clothes they may need. It's an act of kindness that can bring a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Once you've selected the clothes to donate, don't put off the process. Pack them up right away and take them to your local donation center. The sooner you let go, the more space you'll create and the more positive energy you'll bring into your home. Holding on to things that no longer serve you can create mental clutter, and donating those clothes can be a symbolic act of making space for new, exciting things in your life. After donating, take a moment to appreciate the results. Your closet will feel lighter, more organized, and easier to navigate. You'll have fewer distractions, and your closet will reflect a sense of clarity and purpose. As you move forward, try to be mindful of what you add to your closet in the future. Avoid accumulating items out of impulse or habit, and instead focus on pieces that you truly need, love, and will wear. Creating a clutter-free closet isn't just about removing things, it's about making room for your true self. It's about surrounding yourself with things that make you feel confident, comfortable, and at ease. It's about honoring the space you live in and the person you are becoming. Donating unused clothes is a simple yet powerful way to improve your environment and mindset, creating a space that supports your current needs and future goals. You'll be amazed at how much more space you'll have, both physically and mentally, after the process. Let go of the old and make room for the new. Number 5, sort through old magazines and discard unnecessary ones. Old magazines tend to pile up in many homes, often hidden in corners, on shelves, or stuffed in drawers, gradually taking up more space than they ever should. We keep them for a variety of reasons. Maybe we wanted to revisit an article, admired a particular magazine cover, or thought we might need a recipe or DIY idea down the road. However, as time passes, these magazines stack up and become clutter, causing unnecessary visual chaos and taking up precious storage space. Sorting through them and discarding the unnecessary ones isn't just about tidying up your space, it's about creating a sense of order and clarity in your environment. Start by collecting all the magazines in one spot. You may be surprised by how many you actually have. From there, you can begin the sorting process. It might feel overwhelming at first, but keep it simple. Ask yourself, when was the last time I looked at this? If the answer is over a year ago, it's probably time to let it go. Magazines often end up as clutter because they're filled with outdated information that no longer serves you. Holding on to these magazines is like holding on to past information you've outgrown or simply don't need anymore. As you go through each one, think about its value. Are there articles, recipes, or images you've actually referenced recently? If not, it's time to let it go. If you've never looked through the pages since the day it came into your home, it's not serving any purpose. Keep the ones that truly matter, the ones that might offer you inspiration or information that you genuinely want to hold on to. But be selective. Just because you enjoyed reading an article once doesn't mean it needs to occupy space indefinitely. Once you've selected the magazines worth keeping, it's time to dispose of the rest. While it might feel tough to let go of something you've kept for a while, remember that holding on to them isn't adding any value to your life. These old magazines aren't helping you move forward. They're only weighing you down with clutter. Discarding them is a simple yet effective way to free up space and make your home feel more organized. You can also recycle these magazines instead of throwing them away, which is an eco-friendly way to declutter. Look for a local recycling center that accepts magazines or check with your municipality for recycling options. If there's a particular magazine you've been holding on to because of one or two articles you really love, consider tearing out those pages and storing them in a file for easy access. That way, you keep the valuable content but eliminate the bulk of the magazine itself. Another option is to pass on magazines to friends, family, or local libraries. If you've enjoyed reading them, chances are someone else might too. Donating magazines is a way of passing along useful information while keeping your own space tidy and purposeful. It's also a way to share inspiration, knowledge, or creativity with others. After decluttering your magazines, take a moment to appreciate the change. Your space will feel lighter, and you'll have a more organized area that's free from distractions. Without old magazines scattered around, your tables, shelves, or storage areas will feel clearer, and you'll be able to use that space for things that are more important to you now. You'll also find that you have a greater sense of control over your environment, which can lead to less stress and more mental clarity. A tidier home creates the mental space you need to focus on what truly matters. In the future, be mindful about letting new magazines accumulate. Instead of keeping them just because you haven't gotten around to reading them, be selective about which ones you bring into your home. If a magazine is full of content that you find interesting and will actually use, then by all means keep it. But if it's just going to end up in a pile, take a step back and consider whether it's really worth the space. This proactive mindset will help prevent the accumulation of unnecessary clutter and will keep your space feeling fresh and inviting. Decluttering old magazines is more than just a chore. It's a step toward creating a home that reflects who you are now and where you want to be. It's about making room for things that inspire, motivate, and support your current life, not the past. By letting go of the old, you're creating space for the new. So take the time to sort through those magazines, release what's no longer necessary, and watch your home transform into a more organized and peaceful sanctuary. Number 6. Declutter countertops to create a clean and open kitchen. A cluttered kitchen countertop can quickly make your space feel cramped and disorganized. It's easy to pile items up. Unused appliances, jars, mail, and random kitchen tools accumulate over time. But if you're looking to create a clean, open kitchen that feels more inviting and functional, decluttering your countertops is one of the best first steps. It's about more than just tidying up. It's about creating a kitchen that sparks joy, makes cooking easier, and improves your overall sense of peace. Start by taking a good look at your countertops. Take everything off. Yes, everything. It may feel like a big step, but by seeing your counters clear, you'll be able to appreciate how much space you have to work with. Once everything is off the counter, it's easier to determine what truly belongs there and what doesn't. Look through the items you've taken off the counter. Are there any appliances you never use? Maybe that blender or toaster has been sitting in the same spot for months without being touched. If you're not regularly using an item, it doesn't need to take up valuable countertop space. Consider storing it in a cabinet or pantry where it's out of sight but still accessible when needed. The key is to keep only the appliances and items that add real value to your kitchen routine. Next, take a look at the items you use every day, like your coffee maker, cutting board, or dish rack. These are the essentials that likely belong on your countertop, but they don't need to be scattered all over. Group them in a way that feels organized and intentional. For example, your coffee maker can go in one corner of the countertop, while your cutting board and knife set can be placed nearby. Creating zones for different activities, like cooking, prepping, and cleaning, helps maintain an efficient and clean workspace. As you begin decluttering, you'll also want to address the smaller items that seem to sneak onto the counter without much thought. Papers, bills, or even random tools and gadgets that don't belong in the kitchen often end up cluttering the space. Make it a habit to remove any non-kitchen items from your countertops every day. Have a designated place for papers and mail, and when you get the chance, deal with them immediately so they don't pile up. This small act can make a significant difference in how your kitchen feels day to day. Another important aspect of decluttering is storage. If you find that your kitchen items are still piling up on the counter because there isn't enough space for them elsewhere, consider adding additional storage solutions. Open shelving can provide a stylish and functional way to keep your essentials within reach without overwhelming your countertop. You can store commonly used ingredients like spices, oils, and utensils on the shelves. Just make sure to keep it tidy and organized, so the shelves don't turn into another cluttered area. Drawers and cabinet organizers can help you store everything from cutting boards to mixing bowls, freeing up space for a more open kitchen. After everything is organized and your counters are clear, take a moment to appreciate how much calmer the space feels. A clutter-free kitchen isn't just easier to clean. It's a space that invites creativity, calm, and joy. It's a place where you can focus on what really matters: cooking, eating, and spending time with loved ones. With less clutter, you'll find that cooking becomes a more enjoyable experience because you're no longer distracted by the chaos around you. Creating a clean and open kitchen also means reducing stress and improving your mental clarity. When your counters are cluttered, your mind tends to mirror that mess. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially when you're trying to prepare a meal or clean up. By decluttering, you create a sense of order and control. This simple act can have a positive impact on your mood, productivity, and overall well-being. It can also make your kitchen feel more spacious, which can be especially important in smaller spaces where every inch counts. Maintaining a clean countertop doesn't have to be a challenge. Develop a daily habit of clearing off your countertops after each meal or at the end of the day. Take a few minutes to wipe down the surfaces, store away anything that doesn't belong, and return essential items to their designated spots. This will help prevent the clutter from creeping back in and keep your kitchen feeling fresh and inviting. In the long run, creating a clean and open kitchen is an investment in your home and your well-being. By dedicating time to decluttering your countertops, you're not just making your kitchen look better, you're creating a space that fosters better habits, mental clarity, and a deeper sense of peace. So take that first step today, clear off your countertops, organize what you truly need, and enjoy the sense of openness that comes with a cleaner, more inviting kitchen. Number 7. Eliminate extra decorations. Making rooms feel crowded. As time goes by, it's easy for extra decorations to accumulate in your home, making rooms feel crowded and overwhelming. While decorations add charm and personality, they can also start to clutter the space and make it feel smaller, less inviting, and more chaotic. If you're looking to create a more peaceful and open living environment, it's time to take a step back and reassess the decorations in your home. Start by walking through each room with a critical eye. Look at the decorations you have on display. Are they adding to the room's overall aesthetic, or are they just filling space? It's essential to focus on what truly enhances the room and reflects your personal style, rather than keeping items out of habit or because they've been there for years. Take note of anything that feels unnecessary or redundant, those extra trinkets, figurines, or knickknacks that don't serve a particular purpose. It's not about eliminating everything you love, but rather about creating a balance. Too many decorations can overwhelm a space and prevent the beauty of the room's architecture, furniture, and design elements from shining through. If you've got multiple items on display that aren't particularly meaningful or beautiful to you, consider letting them go. Less is often more when it comes to decoration. Start with the basics, remove items that are visibly cluttering the room. This could be anything from too many picture frames on a shelf to unnecessary vases and excessive throw pillows. Take a hard look at your bookshelves or mantels. Are there items collecting dust and taking up space that don't add much to the overall vibe of the room? Clear them out and see how much more spacious and open the room feels. You might even find that the room looks better without all the stuff that's been there for so long. When you're deciding what to keep, focus on the items that truly reflect your taste and add warmth to the room. A few well-placed decorations can have a big impact without overwhelming the space. Consider items that are meaningful to you, like family heirlooms, unique artwork, or special mementos. These pieces will not only serve as decorations but also contribute to the emotional energy of the room. When you love and cherish something, it naturally feels right in the space. Another great way to eliminate extra decorations is by minimizing the themes in your decoration. Many people tend to over-decorate according to a specific theme or color scheme, which can make a room feel too busy. Try focusing on one or two main colors or a single cohesive theme and stick to it. For example, if you love a coastal theme, don't overwhelm the room with every possible beach-related item. Select the pieces that truly embody the spirit of that theme and leave the rest behind. This will create a more harmonious and inviting atmosphere. Be mindful of the visual weight of the decorations you keep. Large items can dominate a space, so if you're holding on to something large that doesn't contribute to the room's balance, it might be time to let it go. Opt for smaller, more refined decorations that add a touch of elegance without crowding the room. This could mean replacing large, bulky furniture or wall hangings with lighter, simpler pieces that allow the space to breathe. Another practical approach is to rotate your decorations. Instead of displaying everything all at once, keep a few key pieces out and store the rest. By changing your decorations seasonally or periodically, you'll not only reduce the clutter but also refresh the room's look. This keeps things feeling new and exciting without the need for constant additions. It's a simple way to enjoy variety without overwhelming the space. Remember that space itself is a powerful element in your home's design. Leaving room for air and light makes a room feel more open and inviting. When you eliminate extra decorations, you also allow the space to breathe, letting natural light fill the room and create a more welcoming atmosphere. Ultimately, decluttering your decorations is about finding peace within your home. A room filled with fewer, more meaningful decorations can have a more calming effect, giving you the freedom to enjoy the space without feeling overwhelmed. With fewer distractions, you can focus on the things that truly matter, like spending time with loved ones or enjoying a moment of solitude. When you walk into a room and see only what truly belongs there, it's easier to relax, recharge, and feel at home. By eliminating the extra decorations, you create a more intentional, peaceful space that reflects your true personality. It's not about making the room bare or lifeless. It's about creating a clean canvas where your favorite items shine and your mind can unwind. A simpler, less cluttered space will not only feel more comfortable, but it will also help you feel more relaxed and in control of your surroundings. Take a step today to reduce the clutter and enjoy the calm and order that comes with a more thoughtfully decorated home. Number 8. Store sentimental items neatly to avoid unnecessary mess. Sentimental items are a beautiful part of life, holding memories that matter deeply to us. Whether it's an old letter, a childhood toy, or a family heirloom, these items carry emotional weight and a sense of nostalgia. However, over time, they can accumulate, creating unnecessary mess and clutter in your home. The key to preserving these cherished items while keeping your space tidy is simple. Store them neatly, organizing sentimental items in a way that honors their significance without creating clutter is both practical and emotionally fulfilling. Start by assessing the sentimental items in your home. Look at what you've kept over the years, whether it's keepsakes from trips, gifts from loved ones, or family mementos. Consider what truly holds meaning and what might be ready to be let go of. It's not about discarding everything, but recognizing that some items may have served their purpose. By letting go of things that no longer hold the same emotional value, you create more space for the things that matter most. Once you've determined which items you want to keep, it's time to organize them in a way that doesn't overwhelm your living space. Begin by grouping similar items together. For example, store old photographs in one container, letters in another, and memorabilia in a separate box. This keeps everything organized and easy to access when you want to reminisce or share memories with others. Consider investing in storage solutions that help keep everything neat and protected. Use clear plastic bins or archival boxes to keep your items safe from dust, light, and moisture. Label each box so you can easily find what you're looking for without digging through piles. For delicate items like old family photos or vintage books, opt for acid-free containers that will preserve their quality for years to come. Not only will this keep your sentimental items safe, but it will also prevent them from cluttering up shelves, tables, or drawers. For a more personal touch, create memory albums or scrapbooks. These albums can hold photos, tickets, and other small mementos, all organized in one place. Scrapbooking allows you to not only preserve the physical items, but also add personal notes, making the memories even more meaningful. These albums can be displayed neatly on a bookshelf or stored away for when you want to take a trip down memory lane. If your sentimental items include larger objects, like furniture passed down through generations or artwork with sentimental value, consider finding dedicated spaces for them. A large piece of furniture might fit perfectly in a room, adding charm and history without crowding the space. If you don't have room to display them, consider using protective covers or blankets to keep them safe until you're ready to display them again. This approach allows you to hold on to items that matter without sacrificing precious space in your home. Another idea is to digitize your sentimental items, especially photos, letters, and cards. Scanning them and creating digital backups not only preserves the memories, but also frees up physical space in your home. Plus, digitizing allows you to easily share these memories with family members or friends, keeping those connections alive without the clutter. There's something special about being able to access a photo of your childhood or a letter from a loved one whenever you need a reminder of the past. Take some time to reflect on how much space these sentimental items should occupy in your home. While they are meaningful, they should not dominate your living space. Be intentional about what you keep on display and what you store away. A few meaningful objects on display can enhance a room, adding warmth and personality without overcrowding the space. You can rotate items over time so that different pieces of your collection are showcased, ensuring that no single item overwhelms your environment. It's important to remember that these items are meant to bring you joy and comfort, not stress or frustration. Storing them neatly allows you to appreciate them in the right way. When you go through your collection of memories, instead of feeling overwhelmed by the clutter, you'll be able to enjoy each piece for the happiness it brings. By making sure that everything has a place, you create a sense of calm and order, turning sentimental storage into an act of care and respect. Organizing sentimental items is about balance. It's about making space for memories while keeping your home clean and inviting. A well-organized collection of keepsakes allows you to feel connected to your past without being burdened by unnecessary clutter. Whether you're storing old family photos or cherished gifts, the goal is to preserve these treasures in a way that brings peace to your living space. It's not about the number of items you keep, but the care with which you store them. With the right approach, you can hold on to the memories that matter most without letting them take over your home. Number 9. Tidy up your entryway for a welcoming first impression. The entryway is the first thing anyone sees when they enter your home. It's the space that sets the tone for the rest of the house, yet it's often overlooked when it comes to organization and cleanliness. A tidy, welcoming entryway not only makes a positive first impression, but also creates a sense of calm as you step into your home after a long day. It's the space where you can feel grounded and at peace, and yet it's also where clutter tends to gather the most: shoes, bags, coats, and keys piling up in a disorganized mess. With a few simple steps, you can turn your entryway into a serene, organized, and inviting area. Start by evaluating the space. Often the entryway becomes a catch-all area for items that don't have a place elsewhere. Coats, shoes, mail, and bags tend to accumulate. The first step is to remove everything that doesn't belong. Look at what is cluttering the space and ask yourself if it really needs to be there. For example, if you have a pile of old shoes that you never wear, it's time to donate them or move them to another part of the home. The key to a clean entryway is not just organizing the items, but minimizing what you keep in this space. A little less can go a long way in making it look and feel cleaner. Once you've cleared away the unnecessary clutter, take a moment to think about what you need in your entryway. Keep only the essentials. A place for keys, a small area for shoes, and a coat rack are the bare minimum. However, there's no need for too many additional items or decoration. Less is more in this case. You want the space to feel open and inviting, not cramped and cluttered. Use storage solutions that are functional yet sleek. For instance, a simple console table with drawers can be a great way to keep keys, gloves, or sunglasses out of sight but within easy reach. If you don't have space for a table, wall-mounted shelves or hooks can help keep things organized without taking up much room. Hooks for coats and bags are incredibly useful, especially if you don't have a large closet nearby. Be sure to choose hooks that match your style and fit well with the tone of the rest of your home. Opt for designs that complement the overall aesthetic, whether it's modern, rustic, or traditional. Another smart way to tidy up the entryway is by incorporating storage baskets or bins for shoes. Not only will these keep shoes from piling up in a messy heap, but they also offer a practical solution for keeping everything organized and easily accessible. If you have a lot of shoes, consider using a bench with built-in storage underneath. It offers a place to sit while putting on shoes and also keeps everything hidden from view. When designing your entryway, think about the flow of the space. Make sure it's easy to get in and out without feeling cramped or cluttered. If your entryway is narrow, keep the items you store there minimal. Avoid large furniture pieces that take up too much space and focus on things that are functional and streamlined. The goal is to create a sense of order and openness that makes you feel at ease every time you walk through the door. Lighting plays an important role in setting the mood for any space, including your entryway. Good lighting helps to highlight the features of the space and makes it feel more welcoming. If possible, add a stylish lamp or a light fixture that adds a warm glow to the area. This not only brightens up the space, but also adds a sense of warmth and comfort. Add a personal touch to the entryway with a mirror, some artwork, or a small plant. A mirror can be particularly useful in an entryway, as it gives you a quick glance at yourself before you head out the door. It can also make the space appear larger and brighter. A small plant or a vase of fresh flowers adds life to the space and brings a bit of nature inside. Just be mindful of not overcrowding the area with too many personal items. Keep it simple and let each piece serve a purpose. One often overlooked aspect of a tidy entryway is the floor. Ensure that the area is clean and clutter-free, with nothing left to trip over. If your entryway is tiled or has hardwood floors, consider adding a small rug to make the space feel cozy and inviting. Choose a rug that is easy to clean and durable, as the entryway sees a lot of foot traffic. A rug also adds color and texture, making the space feel more complete. When it comes to maintaining a tidy entryway, develop the habit of cleaning it regularly. After you come home, take a few seconds to hang up your coat, store your shoes, and put away your keys. A little effort every day will prevent clutter from building up, keeping your entryway looking fresh and inviting. Your entryway is the gateway to your home, and it should reflect the peace and order you want to feel when you walk in. By removing unnecessary clutter, organizing essentials, and adding personal touches, you can create a space that feels both functional and welcoming. A tidy entryway doesn't just make a great first impression, it also sets the tone for the rest of your home, offering a sense of calm and order that welcomes you every time you walk through the door. Number 10. Arrange books and clear excess from shelves and tables. Bookshelves and tables can quickly become cluttered, especially when you love to read or collect things. Over time, books can pile up and objects that don't really belong there accumulate, making once organized spaces feel chaotic. The beauty of a well-arranged shelf or table is that it creates a sense of order, encourages a calm atmosphere, and allows your favorite items to truly shine. If you're struggling with cluttered shelves or tables, it's time to rethink the way you organize these spaces to make your home feel more spacious and inviting. Start by evaluating the books and items you have. Begin by removing everything from your shelves or tables. This might seem like a lot of work, but it's the most effective way to truly see what's there. As you clear each surface, you'll begin to understand the volume of things you've accumulated over time. While clearing the space, you'll also be able to think about whether each item truly brings you joy, serves a purpose, or just occupies space. Let go of items that have lost their significance or functionality. If there are books you've already read and know you won't read again, consider donating them to someone who would appreciate them. The same goes for decorations or trinkets that no longer hold any sentimental value or feel out of place. When it comes to organizing books, think about both functionality and aesthetics. It's easy to simply stack them on shelves without much thought, but a little intention can go a long way. You can organize your books by genre, author, color, or size, whatever works for you. Some people love the neatness of having all their books arranged alphabetically, while others prefer to have them grouped by subject matter. If you love the look of a rainbow bookshelf, that can add an artistic flair to your space. You could also mix books with decorative items such as vases, sculptures, or framed photos to add personality and interest without overwhelming the space. Consider the height and weight of the books as well. Heavy books are best placed on lower shelves to avoid toppling, while lighter or smaller books can be placed higher up. If you have a particularly large collection, think about the layout of your shelves. You might want to divide your books into smaller groups, which can make your collection look more intentional. For tables, try to limit how many items are on display. A table should serve as a functional space, so leaving room for everyday use is key. Whether it's a coffee table or a side table, too many items can overwhelm the surface. Keep only a few carefully selected items on display, like a simple bowl, a candle, or a favorite plant. These small touches will bring life to the table without making it feel crowded. To create a more cohesive and organized look, use trays, baskets, or boxes to group smaller items together. If you have papers, pens, or other odds and ends cluttering a table, a small tray can keep them contained. Likewise, decorative items can be grouped in a way that feels deliberate rather than scattered. When arranging books, don't hesitate to mix vertical and horizontal stacks. Stacking books horizontally not only makes the space look more dynamic, but it also creates a place for other objects, like a small lamp or a photo frame. Once you've decided how to organize the books and items, it's time to put everything back. Start by arranging the larger or more essential items first, then fill in the gaps with smaller objects. Pay attention to balance both in terms of color and visual weight. A cluttered shelf doesn't always mean too many things, but rather an imbalance in how they're arranged. Try to create a sense of flow from one side of the shelf to the other, arranging books and objects in a way that feels natural. You might want to leave some empty space on each shelf to avoid a cramped or overwhelming look. Negative space can actually make your collection feel more intentional and spacious. Keeping bookshelves and tables organized is an ongoing process, so make it a habit to declutter regularly. Each time you finish a book, take a moment to decide whether it's worth keeping. If you're not sure about something, ask yourself whether it adds value to your home, or if it's simply taking up space. Creating this kind of system helps prevent unnecessary clutter from building up again. A well-organized shelf or table doesn't just help clear physical space, it also brings mental clarity. When you take the time to arrange your books and belongings thoughtfully, you create an environment that feels peaceful and in control. The less cluttered your home is, the more room there is for peace of mind and creativity. By intentionally organizing your books and clearing away excess, you're transforming your space into a more functional, beautiful, and calming place. Number 11. Fix tangled cords and hide messy electronic wires. Electronic wires and cords are a part of every modern home, but they can easily become one of the biggest eyesores, turning a clean and organized space into a chaotic mess. The constant tangle of cables under your desk, around your TV, or behind your kitchen appliances can create unnecessary clutter and even cause stress. You might find yourself constantly battling with cords that never seem to stay in place. Thankfully, a few simple steps can help you tackle the mess and create a cleaner, more organized environment. Start by assessing where the most tangled wires are. Whether it's behind your entertainment center, under your desk, or in your kitchen, identifying the main sources of mess is the first step. Take a moment to unplug everything and lay out the cords. This allows you to see exactly what you're working with. Often, you'll find that there are wires you no longer need, perhaps an old phone charger, a dead laptop cord, or unused devices are taking up space. Removing these unnecessary cords immediately frees up some room, making the task less overwhelming. Once you've eliminated the excess, focus on untangling the remaining cords. This might feel like a tedious job, but the payoff is well worth it. Start with the longest cords, as these are usually the most problematic. Lay them out straight and gently untangle them, taking care not to force them or risk damaging the wires. After each cord is untangled, think about how you can store it more efficiently. For cords that need to be kept close at hand but still organized, simple solutions like twist ties, Velcro straps, or cord organizers can work wonders. These tools allow you to bundle cords together, reducing visual clutter and preventing tangles in the future. For cords that you want to hide from sight, invest in cable management products like cord covers, clips, or a cable box. Cord covers can be particularly useful for running wires along walls or under desks, helping them blend in with the surroundings. You can also use clips to fasten cords along the back of furniture or under desks, keeping them securely in place and out of sight. For a more seamless look, consider using a cable box. This is a stylish way to hide power strips, adapters, and extra cords while keeping them easily accessible when you need them. For tech setups with multiple devices, there are also specialized cable management trays or baskets that can be mounted underneath your desk or behind your TV stand. These allow you to neatly tuck cords away without compromising on accessibility. They also prevent cords from hanging loosely and causing additional clutter. By grouping cords into manageable sections and keeping them hidden or neatly bundled, you create a more organized and visually appealing environment. Another key element to consider is the placement of cords. Often, electronics are placed in positions where cords are forced to stretch across the floor or hang loosely, creating more mess. Look for opportunities to rearrange or relocate devices to more suitable places. For example, placing a TV closer to the wall outlet minimizes the amount of cord that needs to be visible. Similarly, Try using wireless alternatives where possible. Bluetooth devices, wireless chargers, and wireless speakers can significantly reduce the number of cords you need to manage, leading to a cleaner look. Finally, regular maintenance is crucial. As new devices are added, the number of cords in your home will inevitably grow. Make it a habit to check your cords every few months to ensure that everything is still organized. If you acquire new electronics, take the time to untangle and manage the cords right away to prevent them from becoming another source of frustration. By investing a little time and effort into fixing tangled cords and hiding messy wires, you'll experience an immediate improvement in the cleanliness and organization of your home. Not only does it make the space more visually appealing, but it also helps to create a calmer, more focused environment. A well-organized space is a reflection of a well-organized mind, and when you can see your surroundings clearly, without the distraction of clutter, you're more likely to feel productive, relaxed, and in control. With these simple steps, you'll eliminate one of the most common sources of home clutter and create a space that's neat, tidy, and free from the stress of tangled wires. Number 12. Keep daily essentials in a designated storage area. In every home, there are essential items you use every day. Keys, wallets, phones, glasses, chargers, and maybe even a few medications or personal hygiene products. Over time, it's easy for these everyday items to accumulate in various spots, from counters to tables to random drawers. The clutter builds up slowly, and before you know it, you're surrounded by disorganization. It can feel overwhelming, and the constant hunt for the things you use every day can lead to frustration. But with one simple solution, you can regain control. Keep daily essentials in a designated storage area. The key to managing everyday clutter is organization. When your essential items have a specific home, you eliminate the need for searching. Think about it. How many times have you rushed to find your keys only to end up digging through your bag, pockets, or couch cushions? If you designate a specific spot, like a bowl near the door or a tray on a counter, you'll always know where to look. This not only reduces the physical clutter but also brings a sense of calm and order to your environment. Start by identifying the items you use on a daily basis. These may vary from person to person, but the general rule is that if you need something every day, it should have a place of its own. Your phone, charger, glasses, wallet, and keys are some of the most common essentials. Now consider where the best place for these items would be. Ideally, it's an area that is easily accessible but not in the way of other important things. For instance, a small drawer or a countertop area close to the door makes sense for keys and wallets, while a nightstand or bathroom shelf can be perfect for your glasses or medications. Investing in small, practical storage solutions can help streamline this process. For example, a drawer organizer can separate your phone charger, keys, and wallet, keeping them neatly contained and easy to access. Alternatively, a decorative bowl or tray placed in an entryway or near the door can serve as a designated catch-all for your essentials. These options not only keep things in one spot, but also prevent them from getting mixed up with other random items. If you like the look of open spaces, opt for clear containers or small baskets that allow you to see everything at a glance. Another advantage of keeping your daily essentials in a designated storage area is that it encourages habit. When you come home, you don't have to think about where to put your things. The habit of placing your keys or wallet in the same place every time helps create consistency. Over time, this becomes second nature. You'll no longer need to spend precious minutes hunting for the things you use the most, and this simple routine can even reduce the stress of your day-to-day life. For larger items like medications, you can designate a small shelf or cabinet as your daily essentials area. Having these items neatly organized in a consistent spot means you're less likely to misplace them when needed. You could even create a small storage box for things you use regularly, like vitamins, pens, or your daily planner, so they're always in one place. It's also important to remember that organization should be easy to maintain. Once you've set up your designated storage area, make sure it's easy to keep things in order. This means choosing solutions that suit your space and lifestyle. For example, if you tend to leave things around when you're in a rush, a small basket with an open design could work best, allowing you to quickly toss things inside without worrying about lids or compartments. Alternatively, if you prefer a more controlled approach, small drawers with labels might be a better fit. By dedicating space for your daily essentials, you create a more streamlined, functional home. You remove the chaos of having items scattered across the house and reduce the chances of losing important things. Additionally, this small act of organization can have a larger impact on your overall well-being. A home where everything has its place brings a sense of peace and stability. It's a simple but effective way to regain control of your environment, reduce stress, and enjoy more time focusing on what truly matters. The key to a clutter-free life is not just about what you remove, it's about creating a space where everything is easily accessible and purposefully placed. By keeping daily essentials in a designated storage area, you bring clarity and simplicity back into your home. Number 13. Remove unused exercise equipment, creating unnecessary clutter. Unused exercise equipment can take up valuable space in your home, creating unnecessary clutter. It's easy to accumulate gym gear over the years, resistance bands, dumbbells, treadmills, yoga mats, or stationary bikes, often with the best of intentions to work out regularly. However, life gets busy, priorities shift, and before you know it, these items sit in corners, gathering dust. The problem isn't just the space they take up, it's also the visual clutter that can disrupt the calm of your home and even serve as a reminder of unrealized goals. When you walk into a room and see exercise equipment you no longer use, it can evoke feelings of guilt or disappointment. Instead of serving as a motivator, it can become a constant reminder of intentions unmet. That treadmill you plan to use every day, it's now a place to hang clothes, those dumbbells you thought would be your key to fitness. They're buried under piles of other things. The clutter not only affects the aesthetics of your space, but also impacts your mental state, making it harder to feel at ease in your environment. The first step is to assess the equipment you own. Take a moment to think about each item and ask yourself whether you truly use it. Is the elliptical still something you get on regularly, or has it become an expensive clothes rack? Are those dumbbells really contributing to your workout, or have they been tucked away in a forgotten corner for months? Be honest with yourself. It's easy to keep something out of guilt or because it was once a big part of your routine, but if it's no longer serving you, it's just adding to the clutter in your life. Once you've assessed what's truly unused, it's time to let go. Don't feel bad about it. Letting go of exercise equipment you no longer use is not giving up. It's creating space for new possibilities. It can be freeing to clear the space where these items once sat, and it's an opportunity to embrace new fitness goals, routines, or even a change in your health journey. The release of unused equipment can symbolize a fresh start, removing the weight of unfulfilled resolutions and making room for new, more realistic ways to stay active. Consider donating the equipment to a local gym, community center, or charity. If the items are still in good condition, someone else might benefit from them. Alternatively, you could sell them online or give them to a friend or family member who might be able to use them. If you're unsure about parting with them, store them away for a short time to see if you miss them. If after a few months you haven't even thought about using them, then it's time to say goodbye. If you're holding on to equipment because you feel it's part of a routine you'd like to start again, perhaps it's time to rethink the way you approach your fitness goals. Instead of relying on large, bulky equipment, consider more practical options that can easily fit into your life and your space, such as resistance bands or a set of dumbbells that can be stored in a small basket or drawer. This can give you the flexibility to incorporate exercise into your day without overwhelming your home. Clearing out unused exercise equipment isn't just about making room physically, it's about freeing up mental space. The clutter that surrounds us can have a bigger impact on our mindset than we realize. When we let go of items that no longer serve us, we create an environment where we can thrive. A space that feels open and organized is more conducive to relaxation and focus. And for your health journey, decluttering may help you feel empowered to approach fitness in a way that fits your current lifestyle. So take the time to evaluate what's weighing down your home and your mind and make the decision to remove those unused exercise tools. It's a step toward a more organized, purposeful, and healthy home. When you eliminate the things that no longer serve you, you make space for what truly matters. Letting go of clutter creates clarity, both in your physical space and in your mental well-being. Number 14. Clear out broken or outdated electronics from your home. Broken or outdated electronics can easily accumulate in your home, taking up valuable space and adding to the clutter. While we tend to focus on the visible items in our lives, such as furniture and decor, electronics are often forgotten, tucked away in closets, drawers, or the back of cabinets. Yet these unused devices contribute to a sense of chaos and disorder. Take a moment to walk through your home and look at the pile of outdated gadgets. Old cell phones, broken televisions, outdated laptops, chargers with no clear purpose. Each item might seem harmless on its own, but together, they form a cluttered and inefficient space. It's easy to keep holding on to them with the hope that they might eventually be repaired or that someone else might find a use for them. However, it's important to recognize that keeping them around does more harm than good. The first step is to assess which items are truly broken or outdated. Start with electronics that are obviously no longer functioning, those items that haven't worked for months or even years. When you evaluate your electronics, ask yourself, do I still use this? Will I ever use this again? A broken laptop sitting in the corner, collecting dust, is not serving you any purpose. A smartphone with a cracked screen that no longer holds a charge is just taking up space. Holding on to them won't magically make them work again, and the clutter can weigh on you mentally. Once you've identified these items, it's time to figure out what to do with them. Recycling is one of the best options for electronics that no longer work. Many electronics contain materials that can be recycled or repurposed, but throwing them in the trash can be harmful to the environment. Many cities offer e-waste recycling programs, where old gadgets are broken down and their parts are reused or properly disposed of. If you're unsure about where to take these items, check with local recycling centers to find out what they accept. For electronics that are simply outdated but still functional, you have more options. It's common to hold on to old tech, thinking you might need it later. Maybe you have an old camera that you never use, a cassette player gathering dust, or a DVD player when streaming services have taken over. If it's still in working condition but you're no longer using it, donating it to someone who might appreciate it can be a good move. Many charities, schools, or community centers are happy to accept working electronics. Alternatively, you could sell them online or give them to a friend or family member who might find them useful. Sometimes, the attachment to older electronics comes from nostalgia. Maybe that old VHS player holds sentimental value, or the bulky phone was your first. It's natural to have an emotional connection to these items, but it's essential to strike a balance between sentimentality and the practicality of living in a clutter-free space. Keeping things because of nostalgia can often prevent you from enjoying the things you truly value today. Instead of storing them away indefinitely, consider taking a photo of the item or keeping a memory in a way that doesn't take up physical space. This allows you to preserve the memory while clearing out the clutter. The impact of clearing out broken or outdated electronics goes beyond just physical space. When you declutter your home, you create an environment that feels more open, organized, and peaceful. The presence of unused or non-functioning electronics often creates a sense of disarray, making your space feel smaller and more chaotic. By removing these items, you free up space not only in your home, but also in your mind. You begin to let go of the things that are no longer serving you and create a more intentional, functional living space. As you go through the process of decluttering your electronics, remember that you're not just creating a cleaner home, you're making room for new things, both physically and mentally. The process of letting go of outdated or broken items is a way to let go of outdated ways of thinking, old attachments, and the unnecessary baggage that you no longer need. Clear out the clutter and make space for things that truly serve you today, whether that's a new gadget, a better way of doing things, or simply a clearer, more organized home. Number 15. Organize bathroom supplies to maintain a neat space. A cluttered bathroom can easily become a source of stress, especially when you're trying to get ready in the morning or unwind after a long day. Bathroom supplies, everything from toiletries to cleaning products, tend to pile up in drawers, cabinets, and on countertops. Over time, this clutter can make the space feel chaotic, and searching for what you need becomes frustrating. By organizing your bathroom supplies, you can create a clean, efficient space that fosters a sense of calm and order. Start by removing everything from your bathroom cabinets, shelves, and countertops. As you go through each item, ask yourself if it's necessary or if it's expired. Most of us hang on to products out of habit or forget about them altogether. Expired medications, lotions you no longer use, or old beauty products only take up valuable space. Throw away anything that has passed its expiration date or is no longer effective. When you declutter these items, you instantly free up space and create a fresh canvas for organizing. Next, categorize the items that you want to keep. Group products by their function, skincare, hair care, cleaning supplies, and so on. This way you'll have a clear idea of how much space you need for each category, and it's easier to determine which items you use most frequently. This step will also help you spot duplicates or items you haven't used in a long time. If you find multiple bottles of the same shampoo or conditioner, consider consolidating them into one or donating the extras to someone who could use them. Now that you know what you're keeping, it's time to decide on storage solutions. Bathrooms can be tricky, as space is often limited. However, there are plenty of creative ways to organize your supplies without crowding the room. Invest in clear storage bins or baskets to hold smaller items like toothpaste, razors, or makeup. Using clear containers allows you to see exactly what's inside, making it easier to access items without digging through drawers or boxes. You can also use dividers inside drawers to separate items like hair ties, cotton balls, and nail care products. For toiletries that you use daily, such as your toothbrush or skincare products, consider adding small trays or caddies to your countertop. This keeps everything within reach and prevents clutter from building up. Be mindful of the space on your counters, as excessive items here can create a crowded feeling. Store away anything you don't use daily to maintain a neat, open surface. If your bathroom has limited cabinet space, think vertically. Wall-mounted shelves or hooks can help you store towels, washcloths, or even toiletries. This can free up valuable counter space while keeping your bathroom supplies easily accessible. Another option is to install an over-the-door organizer for items like cleaning supplies or extra toiletries. These simple additions can maximize the space you have while maintaining a tidy and functional layout. Once your supplies are organized, make it a habit to maintain the system you've put in place. Set aside time every few weeks to go through your bathroom and remove anything you no longer need. Regularly check for expired products and keep your storage areas neat by returning items to their designated spots after each use. This way you won't be overwhelmed by clutter building up again. Organizing your bathroom supplies doesn't just create a neater space, it also makes your daily routine more efficient. When everything has a designated spot, you'll spend less time searching for items and more time focusing on what truly matters. Whether you're getting ready for the day or relaxing in the evening, an organized bathroom fosters a sense of calm and helps you feel in control. Plus, it's a simple but powerful way to maintain a clean and welcoming environment in your home. Number 16, simplify your furniture layout for easy movement and comfort. The way you arrange your furniture can have a profound impact on both the look and feel of a room. A cluttered or cramped layout can make a space feel chaotic and difficult to navigate. On the other hand, a simple and well-thought-out furniture arrangement can create a sense of flow and comfort, enhancing the overall atmosphere. If you want to create a more inviting and functional space, simplifying your furniture layout is a great place to start. The first step in simplifying your furniture layout is to assess the space you have and identify what's working and what's not. Is the furniture crowding certain areas? Are you finding it hard to move around? Or do you feel like the space isn't being used efficiently? Consider the size of the room and the purpose it serves. For example, in a living room, you'll want to create a layout that encourages conversation and socializing, while in a bedroom, you might prioritize restful space for sleep. Once you've identified the issues, start by removing any unnecessary furniture. This is crucial for creating a more open, comfortable environment. Often we hold on to pieces of furniture that no longer serve a purpose or take up more space than needed. Whether it's an old chair, a bulky coffee table, or extra shelves, removing these items will instantly free up more room and make the space feel less crowded. Next, focus on the arrangement of the remaining pieces. In smaller rooms, you'll want to keep things simple by positioning furniture in a way that maximizes the available space. Avoid pushing all furniture against the walls, as this can make the room feel disconnected. Instead, try placing larger pieces in a way that creates an inviting focal point, like placing a couch in the center of the room, with enough space around it to walk freely. When arranging your furniture, consider the natural flow of movement within the space. Leave plenty of room between pieces so people can move easily without bumping into things. This doesn't just apply to walking spaces. Think about how you use the room. For example, ensure there's enough space between the couch and coffee table for comfortable seating and movement. This simple adjustment can make the room feel more comfortable and functional. Another consideration when simplifying your layout is the purpose of the space. For example, in a living room, create separate areas for conversation, TV watching, and reading. Place furniture strategically to define each of these spaces without overcrowding. A few well-placed chairs or a side table can help set the tone without adding visual clutter. Also, keep in mind that fewer pieces of furniture often create a sense of spaciousness. A minimalist approach can be just as functional and inviting as a fully furnished space. Look for multifunctional pieces that serve more than one purpose, such as an ottoman that doubles as storage or a bookshelf that can also act as a room divider. These types of furniture can help simplify your layout while still offering practicality. Lastly, don't forget the importance of balance and symmetry. A well-balanced layout makes the room feel more harmonious. This doesn't mean everything needs to be identical, but paying attention to how each piece complements the others can create a more polished look. If you're arranging furniture around a focal point, like a fireplace or TV, make sure that everything aligns with that central piece for an aesthetically pleasing and functional arrangement. Simplifying your furniture layout isn't just about creating more space, it's about enhancing the comfort and ease with which you move through and use your room. When you take the time to thoughtfully arrange your furniture, you'll create a more inviting, practical, and relaxing environment. Ultimately, a simplified layout makes the space feel larger, more comfortable, and easier to navigate, allowing you to fully enjoy the area's potential.